Alright guys, a little after 6, about 6:15. Just made me some breakfast. If you guys want to see what I got. It's like 80 grams of whey. Made into a sludge, about 2 bananas, it was like 200 grams, 205 I think. And half a serving of Greek yogurt. And just studying. Got my test in like a little under 2 hours, so I'm just trying to learn as much as I can before then. I mean, it's a history test, so it's just pretty much memorizing terms and events, and it is kind of annoying, but after today the class is going to be over, which is nice, and then I got to work on that Marine final. One of the main purposes of today's training session was just to go through the range of motion, squat, bench, and deadlift, and really just make sure I'm comfortable with going through these ranges of motion and knowing the cues that I have to hit. Right here for squat, I was really focusing on getting my hips back and just really driving through and firing my glutes as I get to the top of the range of motion. Also, what's been helping me lately for squat that I've been noticing is keeping my head, you see where my head is now, but right now it's back and kind of bent back over the bar, because I'm a high bar squatter if you can't tell, and really bending my neck back over the bar. It really helps me get a lot more power. It makes me feel, not get a lot more power, but it makes me feel a lot tighter when I'm set up in a squat position. Also, just for unracking and re-racking the weight, I'm really trying to focus on staying as tight as I can with my feet and really just kind of not having to go up on my heels, but really plant my feet and have a real comfortable walkout. I'm not sure if at the meet they're going to have a monolift where the bars swing underneath you and you could just place the bar right on there and squat down. So I'm not sure what they're going to have. Here for bench press, I was really focusing on driving my back into the bench, as well as keeping my lower body as tight as I can, because that's always been an issue for me. My lower body tends to lose that tightness, and it really takes away from the amount of weight that I can lift. Also, as for my hand placement, it's definitely comfortable where it is. It's a bit narrow. Some people might say it looks narrow, but it's my triceps, I feel, get a lot of drive. I get a lot of power out of my triceps, so in order to take the most advantage of that, I've always felt that it's more comfortable to be a little bit more narrow on my grip. Another thing is I'm trying to tuck my elbows. Like I always, whenever I bench press, even when I do heavy weights, not just 45-pound bar, I always try to tuck my elbows as much as possible in order to get a lot of drive out of my triceps, but really fully incorporate my chest, shoulders, and triceps equally instead of just turning it into a chest or like anterior deltoid movement. So it's really been helping me, and just really the cue that I follow is kind of pretend like you're bending the bar, and that should really help you keep your elbows tucked in as close as you can to your sides without it being a real close grip bench press. And then lastly for deadlifts here, right here I did them barefoot, just 3 sets of 5. I did it barefoot, but I've always squatted in my Chuck Taylors and my Converse shoes. But that other day when I hit that 530 deadlift, I was wearing those New Balance Minimus shoes that you see right there. But I've always preferred to deadlift in my Chuck Taylors. So I'm still not sure which shoes I'm going to wear at the meet when I deadlift. So I just went barefoot today because it didn't really affect me. I was also trying to keep the bar away from my knee. If you guys remember, I still have that turf burn and scab on my knee, and I really didn't want to bother it. It's my left knee in this video, and yeah, I just didn't want to have to deal with that. One cue that I've really been working on lately is keeping my scapula fully retracted to maintain upper body tightness throughout the deadlift. Been real productive this morning, got up early, studied, feel like I studied a good amount, and I felt pretty confident with the final, and I was the first one done, and I felt like really confident in all my answers, so
hopefully I do well on that. So after that I went to the gym, went through all my warm-ups, which you guys probably just saw, and did a leg deload workout just to kind of get some more blood flowing in there. And then after that, did my HIIT. I usually do my cardio at night on Fridays, but I figured since it was just a deload day, I just did it. Did my 10 intervals on the erg, so that was nice to get it out of the way and I don't have to worry about it tonight. And then I went and got my hair cut, so been doing a lot this morning. It's still before noon, so I'm probably just going to eat and work on that marine bio final that I have to hand in by Sunday, but obviously I'm not going to be here Sunday to be able to hand it in, so I got to get it done by tomorrow, hopefully, and get that to my professor. So really worked a lot this week on schoolwork, and it's finally almost over and I get to compete in the meet, which is what I've been looking forward to for the last like 2 weeks, and just so much work to do before it. Alright guys, 2 days out doing meal prep. This is my plan for tomorrow. I'm not going to eat till after weigh-ins. And what I'm going to be eating, I'm going to split it up into 2 meals. I don't know if you guys can see this. There you go. It's going to be, first meal is going to be oats with whey, blueberries, bananas, and peanut butter. And then the second meal is going to be potatoes, 350 grams of sweet potato, 350 grams of russet potato, chicken, butter and oil, barbecue sauce, and butternut squash, and green beans. So I'm getting in all my fruits and veggies still. And it's going to be a shitload of food because I'm going to start eating at like 5 or so after I weigh in. And then it's a refeed day too, so it's like the total is 377 carbs, 246 protein, 65 fat. So it's gonna be a lot of food that I'm gonna be eating probably within 3 hours. So just gonna prep it all tonight, throw it in the fridge, and then bring it down to the meet with me tomorrow. So I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm putting it all together. Alright guys, here's the 350 grams of potatoes, 350 grams sweet potato, 350 grams of russet potato, got salt and pepper in there, 13 grams of olive oil, 13 grams of butter. Gonna let that roast for probably about an hour or so. It's a lot, so I'll just see until it's like pretty much cooked. Guys, getting my other meal ready. Oats, 185 grams. Gonna pour some boiling water into it just to cook it up a little bit. And then I'm going to add in bananas and blueberries. Got me the oats and peanut butter and whey. Just gotta mix that in, then throw in some fruit on top. Oatmeal is complete. It's not chocolate chips, it's blueberries. This thing is massive. That's gonna be a lot of food to put away tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it. I'm definitely gonna be struggling through it. Alright, potatoes and stuff are going in the oven. They've been cooking in there for about an hour. I'm probably gonna take them out soon. And then I got the chicken going. And still got a few other things that have to go in with this meal. So I'll show you guys what it looks like when I got everything in there all put together. Just looking at the amount of food that I have to eat tomorrow is making me cringe. All the oats. Damn, it's gonna be crazy. Oats, banana, blueberries. And then here is the potatoes, chicken, and butternut squash, and green beans. So it's gonna be a lot of food. My body's not even gonna be ready for this, I'm telling you right now. So today, what I did was had my potassium as high as possible, sodium as low as possible. I got over 5,000 milligrams of potassium and under 1,000 milligrams of sodium throughout the day. For the rest of the night, I'm just going to be pounding water, and hopefully I'll just be peeing out all the water and try and drain my body of any water, or as much water as possible. And then tomorrow is going to be weigh-ins at 5 o'clock, so I'm not going to probably not eat or drink anything. Maybe have like a cup of coffee and maybe a few sips of water just to make sure that my mouth isn't getting gross and dry and stuff. So probably gonna be vlogging a lot tomorrow. So right now I'm at school in Fairfield, and I'm gonna head home to my house in North Jersey, and then from there we're gonna head down to where the meet is in South Jersey. So it's gonna be a pretty long day.